Are you doing the green screen thingy yet? I'm going to share with you 11 tips on how to tweak your green screen lighting setup and take it to the next level. Hey, it's Gord here. Welcome. If it's your first time here and it's your passion to make great videos, become a ninja at video editing, and learn more tips on how to succeed with video and marketing on YouTube, then make sure you hit the subscribe button and click that bell notification icon so you don't miss a thing. Let's dive in. Now let's talk about lighting. In your setup for shooting green screen related videos, you have two areas to light. So basically you have the green screen in the back, which in my case is lit by two softboxes, and you have the talent in the front, me, which is being lit by also a main and a key light, which is a pair of softboxes. Now in the back, I have two 85, in each box I have an 85 watt, 5500 degree Kelvin daylight bulbs. And what's nice about this setup is if you set your stand so that the height of the cage where the bulb is about mid-height on the green screen, and you have it back a certain distance. In my case, I don't know, it's about three feet, angled at a 45 degree angle. I'm able to get a nice, consistent, smooth coverage of lighting across the back. It's not uneven and it's smooth. If you find that you're not getting adequate enough lighting after you play with moving the lights closer, a little further away, considering and still keeping that kind of angling in mind, it may mean that you don't have enough lighting power. If you can't adequately light your green screen to get that nice, consistent, even look, then you're underpowered and it's just not going to work. The next step, like I said, is lighting me, the talent. I have a main and a key light. And for the front lights, I also have soft boxes, and they're just slightly above my eye level angled towards me. As you can see in my eyes, there's catch lights that I like to have either at the 9 and 3 or 10 and 2 position, which show nicely to give a little glitz to your look. These lights, you need to be sure that you've balanced the light. So for me, I'm pretty evenly light, although I have a few bulbs off on in each cage because there's 5 lights in each. And in this case, I have switches on the back so I can manage the amount of brightness on each side. So it all depends on the kind of look that you're trying to achieve in the end result. At this stage, your lights, you can play with the brightness levels to balance them. And the key thing here is that whatever the lighting is on you, you need to be sure that you're far enough away from the screen in the back so that shadows aren't cast back onto there either. With the green screen lights, first of all, if the lights are too close, then you may have hot spots and that won't lead to even lighting. So if you see hot spots, it may typically mean that you're too close and need to pull the lights out of it. Another tip is that based on where I'm sitting, if I'm too close to the green screen, there's going to be some reflected light that may come back onto me. So you need to be sure you're at least a minimum distance. And in my case, 3 feet is about the minimum. That's about all I'm able to squeeze out so that it minimizes any like green outlines or halo effects. One other tip is I've added another light, which would be in some setups either a 4th or 5th light. It's called a hair or backlight. And because of that, I get some light coming onto my shoulders and sort of helping to outline me and separate me from the background. And that also helps to deal with the light spillage or reflection that may come off the green screen from the back. So again, that's optional and you can add it. Everything becomes a balancing act in that you're going to tweak with the positions of the lights and, tune everything up. And that only happens by practicing and testing. Another very important tip, which I forgot to mention, is that the lighting in your room, you want to not mix and match different color temperature bulbs or lights. So for example, you don't want to use, the regular ceiling lights or lamp fixtures, etc. that are obviously not going to be the same kind of temperature because most of the lights in the soft boxes are all 5500 degree Kelvin, compact fluorescent bulbs. So if you turn on ceiling lights, like in my case, I have these little mini pot lights in the ceiling, they're much warmer lights and they'll just, wreak havoc because they're just not going to be like a standardized temperature, and it'll be harder to deal with in post-processing. And also from a standpoint of consistency in lighting, which is something I hope you all want to achieve if you're going to do things like YouTube videos regularly. When you flick the switches on, you want to have things looking consistently the same. So if you mix and match lights and allow external light to come in from outside, you're going to get inconsistent looking set. So that's not what you want. So again, try to keep in mind to get the room set up with the lighting consistently every time. And hopefully you don't have to tear down and put up all the time. And if you do have to tear down and put up, or have a semi-permanent solution where you have the green screen up because it's against the wall or what have you, to be sure that you put markings in place on the feet of the tripod, the lighting, the position, the heights, try to get all those stats down so that, you have a checklist later and you can just set it up fairly quickly. It's all about saving your time so that you can effectively get in and get out and produce stuff as quickly as you can and get good quality results for great green screen video. So in my case, I have two softbox lights as my main and key lights lighting me up. And that works great, but it also takes up a fair bit of space because I have two stands for those, and not everyone will necessarily have the space to accommodate for that. So you can go with something like a ring light or some other portable on-camera light, or a light that, like a ring light on a separate tripod, or a ring light that mounts to the shoe mount on top of the camera. But one thing to be wary of I caution about is, if you have glasses like I do, sometimes the ring lights, show nice and prominent in your glasses, and that may or may not be the kind of effect you want. But one thing you can do to minimize that is sort of, have a slight tilt down or address the angle of things, because it doesn't take much of a turn and you're able to, get that reflection or glare out of being in your lenses and distracting for your viewers that are looking at you in the camera. But the great thing also about the compactness of the LED light is they typically have a dimmer on it, so you can pretty much vary the light, and a lot of them are quite powerful and they have portability. So it's another option. For me, I'm very happy because I have the space. I'm able to utilize the soft boxes, and I'm just sharing that there are a multitude of solutions out there. If you want more cool tips for video creating and you wish to create better videos from home, click on the link for my free ebook. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button on this page so that you can get more videos like this in the future. And thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.